The morning sky over Los Angeles International Airport shimmered with a golden glow as Flight 732, a commercial Boeing 787 Dreamliner, prepared for takeoff to Tokyo. Among the crew, sitting calmly in the left seat of the cockpit, was Captain Emily Carter, a 19-year-old pilot who had already earned her license 2 years earlier, a prodigy that most of the world didn't even know existed. Her co-pilot, First Officer Brian Jacobs, glanced at her with quiet pride. "Hard to believe you're just 19, Emily. You handle this aircraft like it's part of you." She smiled faintly, flipping the last switches on the overhead panel. "It's not about age, Brian. It's about focus." Outside, sunlight bounced off the silver fuselage. Passengers settled into their seats. 285 souls on board, including families, business travelers, and a group of students heading for an exchange program. The engines roared to life as the aircraft taxied toward runway 25R. Inside the cockpit, Emily's voice over the radio was steady, professional, far beyond her years. "Tower, Flight 732, ready for takeoff, runway 25 right." The tower cleared her and the massive jet began rolling. As the aircraft lifted off, the city below turned into a grid of glittering light. Everything felt routine, smooth, and calm, until 3 hours into the flight, a sudden jolt threw coffee from Brian's cup across the dashboard. "What the?" Alarms blared. The left engine was failing. Red lights flashed across the control panel. Emily's eyes darted to the instruments. The engine's oil pressure was plummeting fast. "Engine 1 failure, shutting it down," she said, her tone sharp, trained. Brian's hands shook slightly as he grabbed the checklist. Turbulence rattled the cabin. Oxygen masks fell in the back. The flight attendants screamed orders, trying to calm the passengers. Outside, a trail of smoke spiraled from the left wing. The Dreamliner was losing altitude, fast. "Mayday, Mayday," Emily transmitted. "This is Flight 732 engine failure, requesting immediate assistance." Her voice was calm, firm, almost too calm for someone her age. Air traffic control responded instantly, rerouting nearby aircraft, but the ocean stretched endlessly below. Their options were limited. As the plane continued descending, Emily adjusted the yoke, controlling the roll, fighting the drag with precision. Every second counted. "Brian, try to restart the engine, and we're at 18,000 and dropping." "It's not coming back," he shouted. She looked outside, saw nothing but clouds and water, and whispered, "We're not going down." Inside NORAD command, radar screens lit up. Controllers noticed the distress call. One of them leaned forward, stunned. "Wait, Flight 732? That call sign, the pilot's name. Did she say Carter?" A colonel turned sharply. "Emily Carter? As in the Top Gun cadet?" The room fell silent. Emily had once been part of a classified U.S. Air Cadet program, nicknamed Top Gun Juniors. At 16, she had flown advanced jet simulators and even trained alongside Air Force recruits, until she mysteriously left the program 2 years ago. Back in the cockpit, Emily was battling the elements. Winds were rough. Turbulence tossed the aircraft like paper. The passengers cried and prayed. One child whispered, "Are we going to die, Mom?" Emily's voice broke through the cabin speakers, steady, confident. "This is Captain Carter. We've lost one engine, but we're still flying. I need everyone calm and strapped in. We're going to be okay." Outside the window, the ocean stretched endlessly, until 2 F-22 Raptors appeared beside them. The fighter pilots had been scrambled to assist. Their presence steadied everyone's nerves. "Flight 732, this is Falcon Leader. We've got eyes on you. Stay steady, we're guiding you home." Emily took a deep breath. "Copy that, Falcon Leader. I've got partial control, but we're heavy on fuel. I'll need vectors to a safe strip." Inside the F-22 cockpit, the pilot glanced at his display, then froze when he saw her name on the screen. "Falcon 2, are you seeing this?" "It's Carter. Emily Carter." "No way. The Top Gun kid?" The 2 fighter jets flanked the Dreamliner, communicating calmly as Emily executed a slow turn toward the nearest military air base. Every movement was deliberate, her training kicking in as if muscle memory had taken over. The passengers saw the jets and gasped. "They're helping us!" a woman cried, gripping her child's hand. The scene was surreal. A 19-year-old girl commanding a 787 while 2 combat jets escorted her through the sky like guardians. The lead fighter pilot's voice softened over the radio. "Carter, I trained at Miramar when you were just a kid. Never thought I'd see you in command of a Dreamliner. She smiled faintly, wiping sweat from her forehead. Guess I didn't forget everything you taught me. The runway came into view, a long gray strip on the coastline glimmering in afternoon light. The Dreamliner descended slowly, one engine dead, the other groaning under strain. Inside the cabin, silence hung heavy. Flight attendants clutched each other's hands. The altimeter dropped, 2,000 feet. High 500, 1,000, Emily's voice echoed in the radio. Flaps at 20, gear down. Final approach. The F-22s pulled slightly ahead, clearing the path. From their cockpits, they watched in awe. The massive jet wobbled once, then steadied, perfectly lined up. Smoke rose from the tires as it touched down. The left landing gear buckled slightly but held. The aircraft screeched, slowed, and came to a trembling halt at the end of the runway. Then, silence. And suddenly, thunderous applause erupted inside. People sobbed, clapping, cheering. The co-pilot leaned back, exhausted, whispering, "You did it! You actually did it." Emily unbuckled her harness, trembling, then radioed softly. Flight 732 safely down. All souls accounted for. Outside, the emergency vehicles surrounded the plane. The two F-22 pilots landed moments later. One of them approached her after she stepped off the aircraft, her blue uniform drenched in sweat. "Captain Carter," he said with a grin, removing his helmet. "You didn't tell them who you were, did you?" Emily shook her head. "They wouldn't have believed me." He nodded slowly. "They will now." As the sun dipped behind the airbase, the crowd gathered around her. Cameras clicked, passengers hugged her, and reporters swarmed. The world would soon learn that the 19-year-old pilot who saved 285 passengers wasn't just gifted. She was once part of a program the military tried to keep secret. Later that night, standing alone beside the quiet Dreamliner, Emily gazed up at the sky, the same sky she'd loved since she was a child. She smiled faintly, whispering the call sign the F-22 pilots had used to honor her. "Welcome back, Top Gun."